We have to go back to the years 2004 to 2006. That is the last time period where Herpa Wings produced a 757-300 of Icelandair. But should you wait an undetermined amount of time in the hopes that Herpa might do a new release of this aircraft, or should you go for this one? We'll find out now. And with that, hello and welcome to a new episode of Review, where we, as mentioned, will take a closer look at a Boeing 757-300 of Icelandair. At the front of the box we have a lovely image of the aircraft in real life, and we can see the Icelandair branding at the bottom of the box. On the back side we then have the same image once more. We also have the original dimensions of the aircraft and some additional information. So that's it for the box. Let's take a closer look inside and at the aircraft model itself. And here she is, the Boeing 757-300 in the technically old livery, but it's kind of the current livery, given that the only aircraft that ever had the new livery applied are the Boeing 737 MAX aircraft, and they are all grounded. So as mentioned, Herpa made this aircraft model in the time period from 2004 to 2006. It's one of the very early new generation aircraft models from Herpa Wings, so we shouldn't expect too many details. But let's take a closer look to see what it actually has to offer. And we start off with the tail section, where we, on the vertical stabilizer, find the Icelandair branding. On the fuselage we then have the flag of Iceland, the full registration code of the aircraft, and the aircraft type specification. But for example, when we look at the tail, we see we have no detailing around the APU exhaust. That's obviously something you would see in more current releases. If we look at the front of the aircraft, also here we don't have many details. We have the writing of Icelandair across the fuselage, and underneath the cockpit windows we have the name of the aircraft, but don't worry, I won't try to pronounce that, as I will probably just completely butcher it. The cockpit section itself is also very bare-boned. We basically just have the cockpit windows and that's it. We won't get much more detailing from the engine nacelles either. They have been given the nice yellow color of the Icelandair branding, and we have the silver leading edges, but that's pretty much it. When we look here from the backside, well, that's definitely not a banger, at least not in my opinion. And if you look into the front, there we at least can see the engine fan blades. Then we can move on to the wings. Also here we are definitely not overloaded with details. We can see the different flap slats and spoilers have been carved out rather nicely. We also have some different shades of grey for additional detailing, but that's it. Nothing more here. The underside I think looks decent, but also here obviously not something spectacular. What I quite like on the aircraft model is, however, the landing gear. I think Herpa has actually done an outstanding job with that. I really like how that looks here. The main landing gear underneath the wings, and also the front landing gear I think looks really good. Better than what we see today, for sure. And then last but not least, we also have the doors to the cargo compartments printed on here in the back side of the aircraft, and here at the front of the aircraft. So there we have it, the Boeing 757-300 in the kind of current livery of Icelandair. And what can we say about this aircraft model? Well, when I throughout this review say that things are underwhelming, then it's in no way my intention to put down this model. Obviously, any details we have on this model we have to see from the perspective that this model is from the time period 2004 to 2006, and we should judge the aircraft thereafter. So with that in mind, I actually think it is a rather good aircraft model. The print quality is actually excellent. Yes, I would like to have many more details, but even on current releases from Herpa Wings, that is the case. And the details that Herpa have added on this model, they have done so brilliantly. And also the physical details on this model are actually not bad. Yes, I'm not a huge fan of how the engines look from the backside. On the other hand, I think the landing gear looks outstanding and is better looking than what we get today from Herpa. But now to answer the question in the beginning of the video. Now, you don't really have any other options. If you want to have a 757-300 of Icelandair, this is it. You could wait. Unfortunately, Herpa hasn't really released any new 757-300 in quite some time. We do see the occasion 757-200 model from Herpa Wings, but it does look like they have kind of abandoned the 300 version. So my tip when you're looking for this aircraft model, don't overspend. This model can go for quite a lot of money. I've seen it for 60 euros plus. Don't spend that money on the model, it's not worth it. If you can get it for somewhere between 20 and 30 euros, that is reasonable. And in that case, case, I would say yes, it's worth having in one's collection. Now with that, we have reached the end of today's episode. If you have enjoyed this video, then don't forget to leave a like, that would be very much appreciated. And of course, if you are new around here, why not hit subscribe, that would be absolutely awesome. With that, I'd like to say thank you so much for watching, hope to see you soon again. I'm checking out, and bye.